McMenamin straight to the end zone. The dive at the end for the 34-yard score. So BYU up 7-0 early, and the route was on. Next drive, Lopini Katoa. There he goes.
Oh, man.
This one for 46. BYU up 14-0. Had 119 yards rushing in the first quarter. Then last seconds of the half, BYU up 24-zip at the 1. Katoa just breaks the plane for the score. Yep, that's good. BYU 193 yards rushing in the half. Niumatalolo called it the worst game Navy's ever played. Said the blame was 100% on him. Regardless, there goes Algier again for another score. Pack up the cardboard mascots, 55-3. Navy's worst loss in 19 years.
All righty, time for your half-hour headlines. The Braves already thin on starting pitchers, had to add their ace to the injured list. We're going to get to that in a minute, but first, let's talk some NBA. We had two series tied heading into yesterday's action. We start with Clippers and Nuggets, and the Clippers taking care of business to take the 2-1 series lead. Denver actually led this game after three quarters, had the lead midway through the fourth, but LA came back behind 32 from Paul George. Kawhi chipped in 23, and that block, the middle finger block on Jamal Murray. Here's Dave McMenamin talking about it afterwards.
Kawhi Leonard is known for his hands. His nickname is The Claw, and his personal logo is one of his massive mitts, with his digits and palms spelling out the K and the L in his initials. In Monday's Game 3 win over the Denver Nuggets to go up 2-1 in the Western Conference semifinals, the Los Angeles Clippers star became simply the Finger. With just under 2 minutes to go, Kawhi stopped Jamal Murray's flight towards the rim by flipping him the bird. He blocked Murray's dunk attempt with just his middle finger. Even though Kawhi shot just 1 for 7 in the fourth, his fingerprints were literally all over this win. "That's an extra long middle finger," said Paul George. "It kept growing or something."
All right, thank you, Dave. With 8 minutes left in that game, Denver held a 5-point lead, but then the Clippers owned it from there, outscoring the Nuggets 21-10 over the final 8 minutes. In that time, Denver 4 for 15 from the floor and missed all 6 of their three-point attempts.
Meanwhile, the Celtics seized back control of their playoff destiny after dominating Toronto 111-89. A solid outing from Jaylen Brown, scoring 7 of his game-high 27 points in the first quarter. And playing well defensively has Boston 1 game away from the Eastern Conference Finals.
In the opener of the Lightning Islanders series, Tampa Bay built a snowman on the Isles. 8 goals, 8-2 winning Game 1. The Lightning well rested after a week off. Islanders had to travel from Toronto to Edmonton on Sunday, and it certainly showed. I'd just like to point out that Braden Point had 5 points in the Lightning win, living up to his name. Am I right?
Yep.
He became just the 4th player to do that in the conference finals at 25 years of age or younger. The others, Wayne Gretzky, Paul Coffey, and Yari Curry, all with Edmonton, all in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Point, the 9th player to do so in any playoff round before turning 25.
Rafael Nadal is preparing for his return to tennis after a 7-month layoff at next week's Italian Open. Because of concerns amid the coronavirus pandemic, Nadal preferred not to travel to New York for the ongoing U.S. Open. He last played in February when he won a tournament in Acapulco, Mexico.
Top-ranked Ash Barty won't defend her French Open title. Barty, who's Australian, said she didn't make the decision lightly, but opted out because of travel concerns during the pandemic. She also didn't enter the U.S. Open, which is going on right now. This year, the French is being played a week after the U.S. Open finishes up.
College football is underway, but Oklahoma State will have to wait 1 more week to begin its season. The Cowboys' home opener against Tulsa has been postponed by a week after Tulsa set a 9-day pause because of COVID-19 has allowed the Golden Hurricanes to get in only 7 practices since August 7th. The game originally set for Saturday will now happen on September 19th.
Costly win for the Padres yesterday. They lost their first baseman, Eric Hosmer, to a broken finger on his throwing hand. Hosmer got hurt in the first while attempting to bunt. Manager Jace Tingler said Hosmer could be out 2 to 6 weeks, so he may miss the start of the postseason if the Padres get there, and they're looking good to do so.
The Braves placed ace left-hander Max Fried on the 10-day injury list Tuesday because of his muscle spasms in his back. The move was made retroactive to Sunday. Fried is 6-0 with a 1.98 ERA in 7 starts this season. He also has 47 strikeouts in 50 innings pitched.
Season goes fast, Tony, when you play this few games. Less than 3 weeks to go in the regular season as we put a wrap on your half-hour headlines.
Yeah, but one team with a lot of work to do in the final days of the regular season, the Yankees. Let's dive into their struggles after a 16-6 start. They've gone just 5-14 since August 18th, tied for the third worst record in Major League Baseball in that span. And let me tell you, it's been the offense that's been sputtering in those last 19 games. New York is averaging 3.6 runs per game. That is 5th worst in Major League Baseball, and are batting just .205. The injury bug has bitten the Yanks. Among the notable players out are Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, Paxton, Gio Urshela. Put together that, oof.
Yeah, they're struggling. They're just a game and a half up on the Orioles for that 8th and final playoff spot. We got our MLB insider Buster Olney here with us. So Buster, as you well know, the Yankees had all this preseason hype, the trendy pick to make it to the World Series. What's the level of concern about them not even making the playoffs now?
Yeah, David, I fed that hype for sure. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say the Yankees being in trouble, it's about a 7.5 and trending in the wrong direction. Who would have imagined we'd be in the middle of September and the Yankees would be trying to fend off the Orioles, Tigers, and Mariners for the 8th seed? But that really reflects how poorly they've been playing. Last year, of course, when they had stars get hurt, you had a lot of the B-teamers step up and play really well. That simply has not happened. They desperately need Gleyber Torres to fill in some of the for some of the offensive issues that they've had this year. So far, batting .233.
Yeah, not much time left in this regular season. The Yankees got to get healthy, and they got to get it together in a hurry. So, if we put the Yankees to the side for a second, give us your top 3 AL contenders to get to the World Series right now. Start at number 3.
Number 3, the Oakland Athletics, who have a sturdy 4.5-game lead in the American League West over the Houston Astros. So they're almost certainly going to win that division. They have the best best bullpen in all of baseball with how they performed this year. They've got a good rotation. One concern, Matt Chapman, their third baseman, is dealing with some right hip tendonitis. Number 2, the Tampa Bay Rays, who have an excellent potential for a postseason rotation. Tyler Glasnow, Blake Snell, Charlie Morton, and great competitive arrogance that they fostered in the postseason last year, and we've seen it against the Yankees this year. They absolutely kicked New York around, winning 8 of 10. And number 1 for me, the Cleveland Indians. I had a general manager say to me, "Do you want to face that monster in a short series?" And he was talking about Shane Bieber, the best pitcher in the American League this year, a 1.25 ERA, 90.